What's going on, guys? Welcome. Why won't my ex talk to me? The first point that usually I bring up when people ask me this question during coaching or whatever, they got ghosted, whatever happened, their exes have shut the door. The first point that I usually bring up is guilt. Look, when a girl has been with you for quite some time, they've spent every day with you, 4 or 5 days a week with you, less, more, whatever it is, and then your relationship goes on and on, they have formed a bond, an attachment to you. They know that breaking up with you is going to be painful. And depending on the person, right? I say there's two versions of this. There's absence makes the heart grow fonder, and then there's out of sight, out of mind. It really depends on the situation, the person, everything that happened in the relationship, whatever. If the relationship was a lot more positive and on the positive side, and life circumstances got in the way of the relationship, which is very rare, then absence makes our heart grow fonder is usually the where that will lean. If the relationship was negative and had a bad spin on it a lot, and there was a lot of neediness involved and so on and so forth, out of sight, out of mind might be in the forefront of her mind. That guilt that she feels, she knows she hurts you. It's awkward. It's she doesn't want to sit here and face that emotion because she knows that you're sitting there in pain, thinking about all the shit that, comes with the heartbroken emotions. She knows that you're sitting there with those. It's just the way that we are as humans. We understand that there's that awkward feeling. You know what I mean? So girls will sit there and they would rather not speak to you, interact with you, message you, talk to you in any way that will make her feel more awkward. She doesn't want to actually sit here and go, oh my God, I want to feel this feeling. She would rather just not talk to you. Remember, when someone breaks up with you, they've come to that conclusion in their mind that things will be okay without you. What brings someone back is the emotions that follow. So let's say you do no contact perfectly and properly, and you back away. You let them know, hey, I want to work on this, but if you don't want to be with me, I ain't going to be your punching bag or your little boy toy and wait for you. You can say that in that moment, but it's not saying that that's what's going to bring her back to you. What's going to bring her back to you is feeling what it's like to be without you and not liking that feeling. So again, the more positive you are, the better boyfriend you are, the better the relationship is. And again, this is geared towards men, but this will work for ladies too. Just reverse what I said in terms of the sex, right? What's going to happen is over time, they're going to realize that being without you sucks. All the messages that come and hit her phone, and none of them are yours. None of them are from you. They're from her family or friends, or maybe you messaged her at the same time every morning or night or at a specific time, and it was never you. And she never and she's used to that comfort. Well, now she doesn't have that anymore. So now she's feeling that emptiness, and that's where it usually starts. Usually after a few weeks, sometimes months, it really depends. It'll kind of hit her like a sack of bricks. You know what I mean? So she'll be sitting there and she'll get a message and bam, she's like, wow, I haven't heard from Kyle in a while. What's going on? And then out of nowhere, that's where that bam, it's like a punch to the gut. So that's when she's going to feel that emptiness for the first time. And then say she reaches out to you and it takes you quite some time to reach out back to her, and you're cold and you're not too cold where the point she's like, oh, this guy forgot about me, fuck him. But that's why you don't ignore your ex ever, by the way. I made a video about that. Go check my channel out. Don't ever ignore your ex. It's got an orange thumbnail. You're not as warm as you used to be when you guys were together. So that's what I recommend. You're cold enough where you're like, look, I'm not your chat buddy. I'm not any of that. You can say hi back and you can do all that, but don't engage in any kind of validation for her. Because the second that you give her validation that you want her back tomorrow, that's taking away that anxious feeling that she has of not having you around. That's why you need to be careful on how you navigate this. So that guilt is there and she wants to avoid that guilt, but that's why and how you get through all of that. And that's why she feels that way. The next reason why is sometimes there was someone else. Rebound relationships are something that, it's really tough to navigate as the dumpee because you're like, oh, there was somebody else. How could somebody that was with me for so long just run into somebody else's arms. But rebound relationships do usually don't, especially rebound relationships that aren't good relationships, which we know that a lot of relationships aren't good these days. Corey Wayne and the whole 97% man thing, or 3% man thing, 97% of men don't understand. I would say that number's getting higher because we have so many emasculated men these days who have no idea how to treat a woman. Because again, it comes down to family. It comes down to the masculine and feminine roles in households. And men just aren't men anymore, teaching men how to be men. And women are becoming more empowered, which just means that men just have to be more masculine than that. But what's happening, instead of men getting more masculine and stronger, because as women go down the more masculine and stronger role because they're getting more empowered, more money for them, men are going like this. So you have this completely intertwined issue. Men should be getting stronger, seeking out more mentors, right? I'm a mentor to some men, right? They listen to what I have to say, and fuck, sometimes I'm not perfect, guys. But sometimes there was somebody else, and we all know it, at some point that relationship will come to an end, or that relationship will they will reach a moment where she's going to think about you because she's going to miss everything that you had to offer the relationship that this new guy's not offering. So you still need to pull back and don't wait for her, obviously. But if you're still single and you pull back, say it's been 8 or 9 months. I know a lot of you guys who watch my content are masculine guys, and you're like, 8 or 9 months, I've been with a new girl. I know that. But some people aren't. And I'm here to help you guys too. After 8 or 9 months, she hasn't heard from you. You haven't been begging and pleading. She's like, man, it would really be nice to talk to that guy again. Sometimes they'll speak to you in between. Who knows? You just have to keep navigating it the right way, which means don't be too cold and don't be too warm. You have to spend time in between, and don't be validating her. Don't be sitting here going, oh my God, I can't wait for you to come back to me. Don't do that shit, because that's just going to give her the juice. You don't want her to have the juice. Here's something that you guys really need to understand, and this is going to help you with your breakthroughs, with dealing with breakups. Women, and actually this is just men and women too, but they feel like they can get you back quite easily. So when they break up with you, they're going through the thoughts in their mind, well, this is better for me breaking up with you. This is better for me. This is a better decision for me. They might even still love you. But what's going to happen is, as you don't engage with her, don't validate her, and ladies, don't validate him, right? As you do this, they're going to realize, okay, this person hasn't been, they're acting like they have more value. People with value don't chase people who don't want them around. This is kind of a law, right? Of healthy people with healthy minds. It's sort of a law. They realize I shouldn't be chasing people who don't want me around. That is what I do. That is what all the high value people in this world do, which is why they're high value. So when she realizes that she messages you and she, talks to you, and you're not very warm, but you're not too cold, she's going to realize you understand your value, and she's going to be like, you know what? It's not going to be that easy to get them back as I thought it would be. They're going to probably find someone else because they know their value. There's going to be some girl that's going to scoop this guy up. Maybe I made a mistake. These things will run through her mind. So you need to be, that's why you need to always be ready for her to reach out to you randomly when you least expect it. So the last point that I want to make is they have to go through the stages of breakups, and there is videos out there, the stages of of no contact and stuff like that. I think I should make my own solidified video about that. I think I might have in the past, but it's probably been a long time. So maybe I'll make my own. So by the time you guys see this, wait for a little while, because it'll be a future video. So I won't have a link to it yet. I'll update this one. So if I make that video in the future, then you guys will be able to link to it. But the first stage is relief. Always remember that. And I'll go through all of the stages in the future video, but the very first stage is relief. So they have to go through this moment or this extended period of time without you. And so give that to them. Give them the space that they need. They need it. The only reason that you want to reach out, beg, and plead is because you think a conversation is going to save your relationship. You think a conversation is going to change her mind. It's not. That's not how this works. When someone crosses that invisible line that they don't want you anymore, when they cross that, the idea is in their head, and partially or fully emotionally at that point, they feel like being without you is a better idea. So how you get them to not think that's a great idea is by saying, okay, you don't want me, and you fade away like Batman. You know what I'm saying? That's really it for this video. Check left and right for videos that will better your situation and help you out more. Go check out my other channel. It's just my name, Kyle Johnson. It should be in some of the cards above, or check my community post. I let you guys know about that. And keep on grinding. Keep going. Keep focusing on your self-improvement. And you'll... either way, you'll either get her back or you'll get a better person for you. That's always the way that it worked for me. I always found somebody new and better every single time. And that's what I want it to be like for you guys. Oh, coaching's down below. Done.